Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody. It's us again, of course. And I wanted to say hello to Brian, Chuck, and Dub Wilkinson to the show. Welcome, guys.
And
Hey, how
Michelle.
you guys doing?
Oh,
Um, so, of course, I have to go through everybody that's already here. I wanted to say hello to my good friend Jen, my lovely Ange, Just Kip, Hebrews, Danny Diesel. Let's see. I saw Pam in here. Welcome, welcome, girlfriend. I'm glad you could make it. Um, React. Let's see, Captain. Who else? I think that's it so far. So welcome everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here. We're gonna wait for a few more people to pop on in. But yeah, glad to see you guys here.
Good to be
Um,
here.
yeah. So we're gonna cover the bridge thing. We're not gonna cover it all through the whole live stream. Do I have? Hold on, I hear an echo, and that, but it's my phone. Give me a second.
Dub's got some good stuff on the bridge.
Yeah, yeah. Danny says he got a notification. Yeah, a lot of people tell me that they don't get notifications for my live. I wonder why. You know, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, we're gonna wait for a few more people to pop in. They will before we get started. So kind of give you guys a little heads up. Uh, Dub's going to be covering some stuff. This man, let me tell you, looks into stuff like this really deeply, more than I desire. But he's been uh, going down this rabbit hole, and he finally got my attention and said, "Hey, you need to look at this." And I started looking at it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So here we go. So it's been kind of crazy. Um, Candy's like, "Go, Dub." Oh, let's see here. So yeah, I want to welcome everybody here. Did I miss somebody? Let's see. I missed Watch Woman of the Dragon. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I'm sorry I missed you. But yeah, it's good to see you back again. Um, like I said, real quick, rabbit holes on Easter. That's how we roll. Hi, Western. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. So we got 21 in the house. So let's just keep waiting. So how you guys doing?
good here.
Good here? Good.
There's Mike. Good to see you, Mike. Welcome, welcome. I've enjoyed your comments and everything this past week, so I appreciate you very much. Dropping Easter eggs on Easter.
I thought about this the other day when Danny said it that way. It made me think of that about how they say it's, what it is and this week and all that. I was just thinking how it's associated with rabbits and Easter eggs. And
Yeah,
we know what those are in the world of, knowledge, if you will. Like, oh, there's an Easter
Right.
egg. Oh, follow the rabbit hole or rabbit trail, things like that. So it made me think
Yep.
of it that way.
Exactly.
yep. Hi, Kansas Gal. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Glad
It's
you
good to
could
see
be
all you
here.
guys.
All right, we're getting some people in. We're gonna wait a few more minutes before we start. But yeah, I was telling Dub. I said, on this pagan holiday, um, people might get offended, and I don't want to offend anybody. But you know, you got two main holidays that are driven by a fantasy world. Okay, you know, they're they're for the children. You got a fake Santa Claus and you got a fake bunny rabbit, you know? And you know, that's big for me, you know. Let's tell lies. Let's tell a bunch of lies on those holidays. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and then you got, what do you got? Other ones, you got the Tooth Fairy that they lie to people
Yeah, the
with.
Tooth Fairy.
Well, tomorrow's April's Fool's, so tell me some more lies.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's right, it is, isn't it? I forgot.
I didn't even think about that. And
Yeah.
says I want to offend a few people. Let's keep offending them. That's for sure. Yeah, we offend people every day, don't we? You know,
Yeah, we do.
pretty sad, especially the people. You know, all the people that are asleep. It's or we don't offend them because they're asleep and we can't really do anything about it. Ange says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Ange.
Happy New Year.
Hi, stupid. Good to see you. We're going to be rolling here in just a couple minutes. I'm just giving it a little bit of time to get people rolling in. Don't forget to hit that like button so we can get my echo chamber live stream out a little further. I'm just
I
saying.
I've forgotten to.
Yeah. Yeah, if we can get all those likes going on, maybe it'll reach a little bit more. I don't know. I doubt it, but you know, it doesn't hurt to ask. Hi, John. Good to see you. All right. All right.
Yep, Chief, this says not to be easily offended, but yet so many people are at the smallest things. That's for sure.
Hi, Johnny. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. All the world's a stage.
God's green earth.
God's green earth. Welcome, welcome.
Johnny, good to see you.
All right. Looks like people are rolling in, and we've got 27 in the house. All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to kind of give a little overlook real quick. So Dubs has pulled up some stuff that we're going to look at. Happy Trans Day, Jen says. Well, happy. But yeah, so the trans and the those people get a whole month. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, so we're gonna do some a little bit. We're gonna go over the bridge, at least the first half of the show. I don't know how it probably won't take that long, but at the same time, and we're gonna have other stuff we're gonna talk about. But my best friend Dub Wilkinson sitting next to me has done some research on it. So we all know that the bridge came down. That's a real thing. We also know that if anybody has looked at it, they also know that it was demolition. They brought it down. So just by looking at it, it kind of reminded me of 9/11. Just kind of way it looks. But I don't give Dub enough credit, and I'm saying this live because I could tell him behind closed doors, but it wouldn't mean the same. So I want to let you guys know I don't give him enough credit a lot of times. He looks deeper into things. Once I know something has happened, if it was deliberate or not, or whatever, or if it's whatever, I pretty much want to just move on because you can't hit every psyop or things that is going on. I don't know if everybody knows this, and pretty much probably everybody does. One thing that he did tell me that I didn't have knowledge of was that the Francis Scott Key was the one that wrote the Star Spangled Banner. Okay? That bridge was named after him. And I didn't know this, and he told me this. And I think that's very key. If you guys think about that, that's kind of something that shows that that's the start of the destruction of America. America. I'm just kidding. Anyway, our supposedly corporation per se. So I want to give him more credit because once he showed me some of this stuff, I was like, wow. I really didn't look so much into it. But he did. I mean, he goes head first and he starts digging.
Dive
Well,
in
and
and stay there.
yeah, and so I tell him, those kind of things, I just kind of want to move on. I don't want to be too distracted. And it's not that he's distracted, but when something like that happens, he really wants to look into it. Okay. And he did. So we're gonna present to you tonight on some things that we haven't seen anybody cover. Hi, suspicious guys. Good to see you. Welcome. Anybody else pop in that I didn't say hello to?
I don't think so.
I just had to type it in. It just came into my brain since everybody's talking about it, because I'm going to find the scripture that talks about putting a banner in the land and things like that, but I'll get back to you on that. There's a Star-Spangled Banner. You got it.
What does it
That's-
say?
What's it say?
666.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Am I there? Yep.
Wow.
It's a huge coincidence.
Yeah, there is no coincidences. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, there you go. So, sorry. Back to Dub.
That's good.
Hi, Spirit Miracle.
Yeah, he needs a wrench.
Oh, he needs a wrench?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lumpy, James,
Hi, James. How are you? Good to see you.
Set a banner in the land. Sorry.
I'm so
Sorry, I'm
glad that
talking to
you're
myself.
here. We've missed you. We've missed you, Lumpy. We really have. So I'm so glad to see you back around again. Yeah. So yeah, welcome. All right. So let's do this real quick. I'm trying to think. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show a couple clips first, and then we're going to jump into it. Okay.
Okay.
So, do this. All right. Restart this. So I'm going to give you, I'm not promoting this guy. I did come across this guy here, I believe through someone in the chat last week. He does put out some really good information. So I'm taking the good information from it. He does a lot of Gematria. That's his channel. Gematria 1 or whatever. But I'm not promoting him, but I'm going to show one of his videos because he put out some good information that I think we should know. It's only a 5-minute video. But he does ask the only, let me just say this. He has every link that you possibly could have to pay him some money. And that's kind of one of the things that kind of draws me back. I'm sure he does a lot more research maybe than I do or Dub or anybody else. I'm not saying he does or he doesn't. But I did find some of his stuff interesting per se. So I'm not, like I said, I'm just putting that all out. I'm not saying nothing bad about this guy. I'm just saying that I'm going to show you his video that I think is very, it's important. So here we go.
Welcome back, True Seeker. We know on March 26th, the Key Bridge collapsed in Maryland. And I did a short video on how CNN, shortly after the collapse, brought on the lead investigator of the Oklahoma City bombing of 1995. They brought him on to talk about the Key Bridge collapse and how it was an accident. And I thought, what a weird guest to have on, the lead investigator of the 95 OKC bombing of the federal building, when most people know that was a major cover-up. Just look into the police officer who was investigating seemingly what was suspicious, Terrence Yankee, who was found beat up and tied up and dead, and his death was ruled a suicide by the police, despite the fact that he was bound. Anyhow, I thought that was real curious, and I pointed out how in Gematria, Baltimore equates to 95. Just a few days earlier, their owner of their baseball team, right before the season kicked off, had died at 94, meaning he died in his 95th year of his life. A lot of stuff with 95, and again, the OKC bombing was in 95. So anyhow, I was just reading more about this story out of Oklahoma City now, about how there in Oklahoma State, the patrol had to shut down a roadway, a bridge, because a barge crashed into it. It didn't bring down the bridge, but again, what are they I mean, doesn't it just seem weird that this be days later? So then I look, and it says that this waterway where this bridge is enters the Robert S. Kerr Reservoir. So I just wanted to look up who Robert S. Kerr was. I'm just in my car. I just saw this news headline. Quick from the grocery store parking lot broadcast. But look at this. Robert S. Kerr. Look at this guy. He was born September 11th. Remember, what happened in Oklahoma City was the most devastating act of terrorism on U.S. soil before 9/11. And Timothy McVeigh, former CIA agent, was blamed for Oklahoma City. Let's not forget he was born in 1968, McVeigh, like the lead hijacker on 9/11. That was the year Osama bin Laden got sent to the exclusive private school that changed the path of his life. That's the year World Trade Center construction began in New York. 911 was made the national emergency dialing code again, 1968. Same year the Key Bridge was financed and plans were drawn up for it. Construction started 4 years later for the Key Bridge. But anyhow, this Robert S. Kerr, where this happens with the bridge, born on 9/11. And notice he died in 63. We were just talking about how Francis Scott Key died at the age of 63, and how, again, the bridge came down on the 86th day of the year, 86 weeks after Nancy Pelosi shook hands with the leader of leader of Singapore on Francis Scott Key's birthday, August 1st. The bridge got 86th on the 86th day of the year, 86 weeks later when the ship was Singaporean. And, of course, in Gematria, Key Bridge equals 86. Again, 86 to get rid of the bridges. Boom. Out of here. Anyway, the 86 weeks is also 603 days, a bit like 63. And we talked about the ritual they had with Amy Klobuchar because the bridge fell in Minnesota on Francis Scott Key's birthday. The day the Key Bridge collapsed, it was her 307th day, being 63 years old, and 307 is the 63rd prime. It's like when Brady became 6-3 in Super Bowls. He did it in his 307th game in that Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Georgia that has a gematria 307. We've been talking about this pattern in a million different ways, a million different times. But the point I'm making is I knew it was funny they had on the OKC bomb investigator, and now you got a similar ritual in Oklahoma, and then OKC is tied to 9/11, and now it's at the Robert. You see what I'm saying? And if you've been watching this Key Bridge news, they've even been telling you that there's like, just the magnificence of the tragedy. A collapsed massive structure just reminds you of things like 9/11. You're hearing that if you're watching the news. And again, you guys, a game is being played with us. A big game is being played, and people got to wake up. Robert S. Kerr dead in 63. All the 63s with Francis Scott Key died at 63. I mean, and I'll do this is just from the parking lot, just looking at this news right now, but we'll do a proper decode later, or you can get started if you want to leave a great comment. Remember, come join us on freetofindtruth.com. That's a place to leave comments, and you don't have to worry about Google deleting them and censoring them after you post. That's why I run that website, Free to Find Truth. Just freetofindtruth.com alone. Freetofindtruth.com. Social media for truth seekers. Good place to post and share information and start a discussion. All right, until next time.
Hey, it's funny how these bigger channels always complain about being censored more than we do.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got like 36,000 subscribers.
Well, no, that's Zach Hubbard, Michelle. He's got hundreds of thousands. Yeah, he's been
Oh
on
yeah,
for.
lots of people know about him. People will be like, "I'm betting on sports this weekend because of him." You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy how deep whatever he does.
Him and
goes.
Russian Vids used to go back and forth, like
Yep,
having beefs with one another.
yep. And Zachary K. Hubbard's name when Russian Vids typed it into the gematria thing come out as Judas Iscariot. So
Yeah.
that's what I remember. We could show it right now, but I'm just saying that's what it was, and that's how they would argue back and forth. And then Zachary K. Hubbard would be like, "Well, amen equals 33," and he's right, it does. So, like I said this in a few live streams back about the gematria is freaking. It's the devil's playground in a sense.
Duality.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's some truth in it that you can see some things. You know what I mean? So that's all there is with that. But, yep. So. Yeah, they were both 40,000 plus subscribers way back then, and they still are to this day. And it is what it is.
Okay, so I have one more. And this one's it's not going to be significant to many other people. But the people that did investigate the Vegas shooting, I don't even know how long this one is. Let me look at it. Yeah, it's not too long. But yeah, one of the main characters in the Las Vegas shooting was a security guard named Jesus Campos. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this because, of course, I'm not 100% sure. Can you look up that name, Brian? Jesus Campos, and see what it equals out to? Because from what I gather, it was 33. Not quite sure. Hi, Veronica. Good to see you. Hi, Amanda. Good to see you. Welcome, ladies.
If you play the video so I can see a spelling, I'll type it in.
Campos. Jesus.
The bottom result has popped up before, you know what I mean? But false prophet, so if that's what we're trying to apply to the guy, I don't know. But the bottom result has popped up before on stuff that I've been researching. 846 and 141 in the English gematria. But nothing that
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
person different.
like I said, the main character in the Las Vegas shooting was a security guard named Jesus Campos. So we thought this was kind of telling. Of course, they have to throw this guy in. So we'll go ahead and play this real quick. He was a witness, or he was actually he was actually on the bridge, and he didn't get hurt. They recovered him, and
somebody who is probably thrilled to hear that one of the two people rescued has been released from shock trauma is Jesus Campos, and that explains why we haven't seen him around here. He kind of disappeared about an hour ago. I went.
So I'm going to stop that there. During the Las Vegas shooting, they just let he disappeared after he came, and he was like a main witness and blah, blah, blah of this Las Vegas shooting. He also disappeared and left the country. They let him leave the country. He was like the key witness, supposedly, But so they let him leave the country. So her saying that he just disappeared is basically the same thing as what happened in the Las Vegas shooting.
Went to look for him to ask him some follow-up questions. He is the man that we've been speaking to today, who works for Bronner Builders, the company that was contracted to have the work crew on the bridge today. He's been distraught. He said that it was a 7-member crew. The one member that was rescued, he said, was in critical condition at the hospital, the last he knew. And he said the families of the other 6 of his friends, coworkers, and he called them family members at this point, their families were just sitting at home, he said, waiting for the call. He's the one who gave us a lot of the details about this crew that was doing road work, pothole work, according to state officials. He said it's a job he's done before for the company. He believes their shift was 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., that they shut down parts of the roadway across the Key Bridge at 9 last night so that this work could take place, and that this crew of 7 was supposed to be, sorry, that's windy back here, was supposed to be on until 5 o'clock in the morning. He told us at the time of the collapse, they were on a 30-minute break, which is standard. It's how they operate. And that what they do on a break is they take their breaks in their cars. Pickup trucks, actually, he said there
Press
were.
pause real quick.
I know.
Just looking at that picture, do I see concrete on the freaking front of the barge? You know what I'm saying? Like road asphalt, but then there's no asphalt anywhere else. I don't know. It's just so weird that you can see some asphalt there. But then again, I wasn't there, and I don't know. I'm just
We're going to cover that. We're going to cover this picture right here. The thumbnail to this live, we're going to cover that.
All right.
Yeah. This is almost over. But so she's explaining, to me, they keep emphasizing that there was construction on the bridge at the time, that it was mainly construction workers that collapsed, that went into the water. Do you think maybe those construction workers that were seen on the bridge maybe were the ones dismantling maybe the bridge?
Locations.
I don't know. That's kind of something anything I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm 100% sure on. I'm just kind of throwing that out. But it just kind of crossed my mind.
Would have been 4 of them, and that his friends and coworkers would have been in their cars. Some eat something, drink a little bit of water or something. Some close.
That's what you do on a break. But anyway,
close their eyes. He said it's very hard, strenuous work. And he said Jesus and his other colleagues who were not working on this shift are just beside themselves. They know how dangerous and precarious it can feel to be that high up on that bridge that he said feels like it's moving up and down all the time. But then he said they just can't imagine what it was like to be on that bridge. So we did speak to him, and through an interpreter. He was very gracious. He was very emotional as well. But we want to share a little bit with you of what Jesus Campos told us today.
Me siento mal por lo que está
Hey, real
sucediendo.
quick, Michelle.
I am so bad. I feel.
I just want to let everybody in the chat know you can share links. Seen a couple people mention certain videos, but you guys are welcome to share the link to those videos if you want.
And if you guys are going to stay for a while, try to share the links a little bit later, because we do have a partial program already prepared. So for me to pull them up in the middle of this is kind of hard.
Well, I was talking about for each other, like for the channels and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're
definitely. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. So yeah, if you got a channel and you want to share your channel, please drop your channel link into the chat so that we can get more truth out better. Sorry, Chuck, I misunderstood.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Feel so bad right now that this has happened. Mr. Campos told us 3 of the men were from Mexico and were related to each other. He said 2 were from Guatemala, the rest from Honduras and El Salvador. We asked him, what do you want people to know about your friends and about what happened?
No, pues somos.
So this is another thing too. Did you I'm going to play that back a little bit. So this to me sounds like they're trying to get an uproar that all these workers from Honduras, all out of the country, are getting work. So so they can kind of build some division here.
I feel so bad right now that this has happened. Mr. Campos told us 3 of the men were from Mexico and were related to each other. He said 2 were from Guatemala, the rest from Honduras and El Salvador. We asked him, what do you want people to know about your friends and about what happened?
No, pues eran buenas personas y somos buenas personas.
They were good people. They were good workers, he said. They were working so that they could send money home to their countries.
Sí, pues demasiado, pues porque tenemos familias que los esperan en casa.
It's too much to bear right now because all the families are waiting at home for the phone calls. Thank you. And you can't help, or I couldn't help but make the connection between the crew members on this road crew who were working on the bridge and, according to the Apostleship of the Seas director, the 22 seafarers who were on board the container ship. All of them, according to the people who knew them and talked to them, were doing it for their families so that they could send money back home to have a better life. And
I think she's missing her script, but anyway, she's
22 seafarers were in a catch-22.
She's like,
Director Middleton of the Apostleship of the Sea said for the folks on the container ship, for those seamen, oftentimes that's the only way. They sign up for 8-9 month stints away from their families. That's the contract, and they do it because that's the way that they earn money for their families, so their families can have a better life. It's just very interesting that, especially this bridge that's and this place that's about the port and working people.
Okay, so we've had enough of this, but I wanted to show that Jesus Campos was mentioned in this video, which I thought was crazy, and they're all also trying to cause division and get people upset about. I mean, they're working on this main bridge, and they're the ones that are missing from the workers that are out of the country. I thought that was pretty interesting to me.
I agree. They were making a strong point that everybody working on that bridge was from out of the country, and they were here just making our money so they could send our money back to their countries. And that's got to rub a lot of people the wrong way. So, and I think that was the whole purpose of that little side story of the whole event.
All right. So now, once again, we're going to go ahead and get in. Like I say, I haven't seen anybody cover this, and hopefully, I would like to know what you guys think after we start presenting this footage that Dub looked into. And yeah, 6 victims are immigrants. Exactly, Danny. Yeah. Amanda says, I've seen footage from the past ships hitting bridges, and the damage to the bridge and the ships was nothing like this. Okay, so keep that in mind, Amanda. All right, so you want to say anything before we start, Dub?
I'll let her roll.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's see if I can do the whole entire screen. Let me get out of here. This one's a little bit harder for me to get out of because we got to get to the desktop. So how do we get to the desktop?
Just minimize that page in my big desktop, or you can go
This
here.
one? This
You can
one?
go here.
Can you guys
Okay,
see that?
yeah.
Hold on, I'm checking my phone. Sorry guys, I'm not used to doing this. I'm making sure that everything's showing. There we go. Got the desktop. Alrighty.
Yeah,
No,
okay, yeah,
this is the one
that's one that has the 3 in it.
we got the 3 here.
Okay.
All right. So, which one did we want to show first? Oh, this one. Okay. All right. So, of course, you guys know this is the main video that they show over and over and over again. Okay. And so it's going to show you the boat, the tugboat, whatever you call it,
Yeah, the ship
the ship.
coming in from our left side.
I want you guys to really look at this and keep in mind, this is live. This is the main video. And all the way to the left shows the ship coming in. I want you to focus on the ship coming in and how choppy it is. Focus on how, just look at the ship. I just want you to keep an eye on the ship coming in.
And it doesn't sail in smoothly. It's kind of jerky. It'll sit in one spot and then it'll jerk forward a little bit and then jerk forward again.
All right. So it's going to take a while, but it's going to come in.
Okay. Okay, you can stop it there.
I don't think we need to. Hold on. Because we still got
Well, I wanted to point out.
we still got 5 minutes before it even hits.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we show the whole ship?
Okay, well, I wanted to point out one thing where it was pretty evident. You see the reflection of the red light in the water.
Yeah.
The ship going by there would cause a disturbance in the water, which would eliminate that reflection.
It would, yes. Well, it not only that. See yeah, exactly.
It would disturb it at least, right?
Yes,
Well, yeah.
yes.
And you guys will notice that none of this water that's being shown. Look how straight across. Yes, it's flat. Okay. We all know that.
Water's flat.
Yeah, water's flat.
Flat water.
But what we're going to present to you today is going to be mind blowing. Just saying. If you want me to stop it, tell me. I'll stop it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we still got like 4 minutes before it even hits. But just keep looking at the ship coming in because
And
go ahead.
notice the light that's in front of the ship coming in. That's supposed to be a light off the ship. And that little black blur that's on top of the ship, not touching the ship, is what all the people that covered this video went by. Now the light goes out because they're having trouble on the ship, but it's that thing that's above the ship, not even attached to the ship. Now they've lowered it so it looks attached to the ship, but the ship is coming in at an angle, and that is straight across as we look at the bridge.
Just keep looking at the ship.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, this video has been photoshopped. You guys know what that means?
But it has to be.
This video is a Photoshop in
It
its
is.
entirety.
Yes, it is. So, well, at least the ship is. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We know the bridge came down. Everybody understand that. The bridge did come
The
down.
bridge is gone.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to say that this boat is like one of the planes that didn't hit the towers?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now the lights came back on, so they got the lights back on momentarily.
But I want you guys all to keep an eye on this ship. Just keep looking at this ship. Look at the detail of the ship. Look at how it's coming in. Just kind of watch. Okay, now you got a little bit of smoke coming out from the smokestack. Does it look real? I mean, just keep an eye on that ship. We don't have to look at anything else but the ship.
And all the channels that I saw cover this covered the lights going on and off to emphasize that the ship was having problems. And they also covered the smoke coming from the smokestack in the center of the ship. The only problem is there's not a smokestack on that ship.
And you'll see. We're going to show you.
Yeah.
We're going to show you.
I mean, it's almost all the way through, and it's going to make it happen now. What
Yep.
got it? The heat of the smoke. The heat of the smoke took it down.
Well, no, so we got 2 minutes before it hits. Okay, so this ship has been traveling on the side of the bridge. Now all of a sudden it's come in. It just it's just kind of a little bit telling. We just keep watching. We still got 2 minutes before it actually hits. But just the way it's jerking, the way it's moving, it doesn't coincide with anything that's going on. It doesn't disturb the water. The water's still calm. All these lights. Now, I'm going to say this real quick. This is just my opinion. I think all these lights in the background are distraction. I think they've been, I don't know if they've been put there. I don't even know. If you look, if anybody can see, I know a lot of people are on their phones. There's almost like a square that comes over the top of these lights. I'm not the best, but I can pretty much tell if something's been photoshopped or put there. That's not natural.
And notice the light when the light comes on in the front of the ship. It's got 3 perfect square edges on it, and it's supposed to represent a light that's on the ship, but it's just a little orange glow box, which is kind of crazy.
So we're going to continue on. I think these lights are much brighter than
Much
I
brighter
did
than
look
they
at
normally
other
would be.
photos, images on this bridge at night, and they didn't have all these lights. And of course, it wasn't from this angle per se. Okay, so we're getting close. We're getting close to. We've got probably less than a minute for it to go ahead and hit.
And we got that little strange light on the front of it.
But
Which
just
is
keep
supposed to be
focusing.
one of the ship's lights.
Just keep focusing on the boat. It looks like it's at a standstill right now.
We need some dramatic music in the background.
Woo, woo, woo.
Not that dramatic.
Okay, sorry. So it's getting ready to hit. It's getting. Here it goes. We're gonna go ahead and stop it right there. Start looking. It's hitting. Okay. So I want you guys to see when it does come down on this ship. What the ship, just the frame, the way it looks, how hard it comes down on the ship. Okay.
And notice your whole background there to the left of the ship and behind the ship, as versus the way it looks right now and the way it looks after the.
It looks like it disintegrates. It's a trip, but just keep an eye. All right. To me, that doesn't look natural. We're gonna back it up again so you guys can look at that, and then we're gonna show you some definitely a lot more pictures. I'm telling you, just watch what it does to the ship and how it kind of melts into the ship. See the water? Okay. Another thing, the water is not disturbed at all. All this water, it hits. There should be waves. There should be something.
It would change the reflections, definitely.
Right. Okay. So you have a light that's right behind the ship, and it doesn't change. Ship's coming. There it goes. Okay. The light goes off. Okay.
Well, it did black it out, the light.
Yeah, it did black it out.
The whole background.
It did. But do you see any water movement at all?
We still
From
have this one bright
anything,
one right there.
anything that's going into this water, do you see any disturbance of the water, waves, anything that should be showing?
No.
There
Okay.
should be.
So,
Definitely.
all these lights in the background, I believe, are a distraction to really show the demolition of this bridge. I think there was a major demolition, but Dub's like, that's not the ship. But I'm telling you, it's not the ship, and we're going to show you. We are going to show you that this video has been photoshopped. It's the airplane going into 9/11, guys.
And this is what everybody that covered this,
Not
where
one.
you could listen to it, it's almost word for word, everybody that covers it, and they all use this video to give their analysis.
That's the only video they had.
Yeah.
They only had one, and that's how they usually do it. Watch, here it goes. Watch it, how it just destroys this ship. Like it just kind of all blends together and kind of. This whole video is ridiculous.
Yeah, for one, I mean, even it hits the bridge isn't going to fall like that. I mean, it might damage the part that it hit, but it's not going to do that to the rest of the bridge.
That bridge was a very, very strong, well-constructed bridge.
Yeah.
And no, it would not fall down if you hit one of the pylons. Period. It would not do it. And they show later, there's the ship.
Okay, so look. Does that look like the same ship that hit the? I mean, even in the dark, do you see where they could put lights on the side of this ship? Do you see that the lights would go on and off? Does this look like the same ship that would have hit? I mean, really look at it. Does it look like the same shape?
The bow is rounded off. The ship that they show us is a pointed bow. I took that video and brightened it, and then brightened that video, and then brightened that video. And that much brightening should have brought out some detail in the ship. You should be able to start to see some details, but it remained as dark after brightening it 3 separate times as it started off, which means it's just an image on the video. It's not actually a ship. It's not a boat. That's not a bridge. It's images.
So this ship here, look at this one. Now look at this one.
We saw smoke coming out of the center of the ship.
Look at this one. Now look at this one. Think that's the same one? I beg to differ. This one. Oops. Too far. That one. Look at how it's lit up and now how it's just all shaped. Let's go back here. That one. Versus that one. Tell me what you guys think in the chat. Now we're going to show you some more. This is the Google Earth that you did, Dub.
Yes.
Yeah. What? Anything you want to say about this one?
Not right offhand.
Okay. So we'll skip. Oops, let me do that. There we go. All right. So that's it on this one. Okay. So that's it on that one. Back in here.
Yeah.
I know. I got it.
Okay.
We're going through them.
But that's all that's in that folder. The rest of them are in
Right.
the other folder.
Okay. How come I? Wait a minute. Okay, that's all I got in that folder too.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
that's
one thing too, if this is a demolition, like Kind of like 9/11. They've had 24, 25 years to get better at it.
Also, every video that you see of the aftermath, like here, none of that framework is twisted or torn except that one little spot right there where supposedly the hit was. Other than that, the steel structure seemed to be the same. And they will show the pylons where it broke away, and a bridge that was as strong as that bridge, if you hit one of the pylons, it would affect that pylon and the two adjacent pylons. It wouldn't hit all of the pylons down the road. It would just hit that one and the two on either side of it. And they show the end of the bridge there where it's just got the bridge hanging over the water, and it's just a clean break. There's no bent frame hanging over it or anything. It's just a clean break all the way across.
So this one shows that part of the road is on top of the boat. Of course, that was a press conference. This is okay. So I pointed out to him today. So this is, part of it. Looks, this picture here, like I say, the lights I think are very telling behind here, so that you can't see any discharge from any type of explosions. I think I've seen other channels try to point them out, but it's like a distraction. But when he showed me this picture, I said, look at the top where the lettering is, and it says the stage. If you spell it out, there's
Yep.
the S, and it says the stage. So
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I just don't know. But I looked at this earlier today, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, look, Dub, it says the stage.
Yeah, how about that?
Isn't that nice?
And a nice little watermark on the video.
Yeah.
That's a good catch. Hey, Brian, what does a Baltimore Bridge collapse in the calculator? Did you look that up?
So again, we know it's a cargo ship. That's just another picture. He's showing the pillars. These are these pillars are the ones that go along with it, but it's not the like the pillar. The other ones were A-framed. What do you call them?
The A-frame braces.
Yeah.
And all the rest
That
of
was
them,
it.
other than the two that were on either side of the channel, were the A-frames, and all the rest of them were just the straight frames that you see there. And that A-frame is supposed to be gone, or I guess that's supposed to be the A-frame that's on the right-hand side. But all the bridge just fell away from it.
Yeah, this whole thing just took everything down.
Yeah.
So
and all of that bridge structure would be bolted and welded to that frame. It wouldn't just slide off of that frame, leaving the frame just like it is.
Such a clean break, though.
There's the other side. Yeah.
These are just different pictures these are Google Earth pictures that he took.
Google Earth.
Yeah, of the bridge.
That's the bridge, Google Earth.
So this is just one. He took a picture. You tried to brighten it up
at that point. Yeah, that has been brightened because you can see a little bit of color in the water there.
About 1:30, container ship struck the fence.
Shut up. So this is one he brightened it up with the ship moving. Of course, when you do that kind of stuff, it changes the colors and stuff. So he's not photoshopping any of this. He brightened up the video.
Brightened it up.
To kind of show you guys how He didn't slow it down, do any of that. It's the same video. But if you look at that ship, does that look like the short cargo ship that with only one stack of stuff? I mean, to me, this looks like a totally different ship. I really think if you look at the bottom of this ship rolling across, that it is photoshopped in.
Well, and that top section there is not even touching the bridge of the ship at that point. It's just a black blob that's floating along above the ship.
And the smoke coming out of it, it's
Yeah.
really not going anywhere. So he wanted to show this part of it after he brightened it up. So it's the same exact video, just brightened up.
Right.
So you can kind of see that it's a blob. It's a total blob.
Hey, Mike needs a wrench, Michelle.
Got it. So we kind of wanted to point this out for you guys to see and understand that we're looking at another 9/11. I think.
No way would that structure just fall off of those support columns and fall into the water with no visible disturbance of the water.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just not as it would be were it real.
Hey, Stupid said it's the curvature of the Earth that's hiding the ship.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the water's curving a little bit, looks like.
Okay.
I don't know. The water doesn't even. I mean, it looks like a straight line. If you guys can look, it looks like even
It's like
the
glass.
water.
Yeah, the
Like-
water's calm.
Yeah, it's too calm for something just going in. I mean, this is not the real one, so looking at this is kind of deceiving. But
About one.
oh, shut up.
Hey.
Oh, shut up. This.
Oh, wow. Brian.
Okay,
That's
that picture was off of a CNBC 6-hour video, and that was the very end of that video, and that's supposed to be the ship sitting there.
After it collapsed.
Yeah.
During the day, I guess.
Yeah.
Or shadow.
Yeah.
It does not look like the same shape or the same size as the ship they show.
No detail whatsoever
during the day.
Yeah, that picture, I thought that was a freaking field, like a farm. I didn't even know what the hell I was looking at. That last picture that we looked at.
The ship aftermath.
That doesn't look like the same ship to me. By any means. There's not there. The other one was stacked and it was a lot rounder. So you guys tell me in the chat, what do you guys think? I'm pretty much gonna stick to what I've been shown. So we're kind of looking at another 9/11. I believe CGI'd in. Yes, we know the bridge fell. Yes, we know it happened. Blah blah blah. But at the same time, I think it's important that you get all truth. And I think just to show this was very telling to me. Go ahead, Deb.
And to me, not to offend anybody or anything, I think the story of the 6 workers on the bridge was just that. It was just a story. There was nobody on the bridge. When they do these things, they don't kill people because it's a lot easier to not kill people. Supposedly they searched for a day and a half or 2 days after this, and they didn't find anything. There's 100 ship people living within 5 miles of there that had boats that had rangefinders on them, could have found the vehicles in the water quickly. But yet they had search crews out there for 2 days and they didn't find anybody. Finally, they just gave up the search and went to a recovery.
That picture.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with Chipping Sound Cogland?
Oh, stop.
And I would like to show a clip of one other thing. It's beside that folder.
Okay. Hold on. Where?
This one right here.
The
Yeah.
TTT?
Yeah.
That one?
No, it would be the one to the right of it. Yeah.
Hey, can I ask Dub a question?
Sure.
Absolutely.
When you were doing your research and watching these other channels cover this bridge, what were they saying? I mean, what was their take on
They were talking about the ship coming across, and supposedly the reason it went into the bridge is it was having trouble. It was losing power, and they all use, and you see right here, this blob that's floating above the ship is not attached to the ship. It's above it. And they all talk about the lights coming on and going off on the ship. And it's not even the ship that the lights are coming on and off with. Also, they talk about the smoke coming out of the smokestack. And a little later down, it will show right here is where it starts showing the smoke coming out of the smokestack. And later, after it goes in and finally hits, you'll see a little black blob in the sky that's supposed to be the smoke. And right there, this one is blown up a little bit so you can see a little more detail. You can see this blob that's above the ship is not even touching the ship. You have daylight or light behind there, not even touching the ship. But the lights come on and go off there, and the smoke comes out of there. And everybody that covers this story used the same word, almost word for word, including our great friend RV, not so much about the truth. He covered it exactly the same way everybody else covered it.
And those are windows on the side of that thing too, making it look like it's a passenger boat versus a cargo
Yeah.
thing, right? Yeah. If it hasn't been said, sorry.
And if that were a ship, it would be upside down.
Hey, the news is fake. Can you share a link to that video you're talking about? He said there's another video with a different angle from one of the actors. Type in Toby Guttermuth. Toby Guttermuth. Guttermuth. Type that in. See if you can find that video, Michelle.
Will you let him out? I don't know what. Sorry, we have cat.
Oh, he's put the link up.
Okay, yeah. Let me go in there. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me just get out of here.
Hey, I want to share a picture real quick. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson special for today, since today is code Easter Sunday. There we go. We found it, guys. The pear, the egg, whatever. There's where we live.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Yeah. That's pretty
It's a
good.
little chubby. It's a little chubby in the middle. It's pear shaped.
Stop sharing, screen sharing here. Let me go back in. I got to go in and grab the link. Give me a second. Wait a minute.
Yeah, oblate spheroid. Thanks, Lisa.
We're going to echo here for a second.
We all live still?
Not showing.
Yo!
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
There you go.
Sorry, I got to go through different steps to do different things. All right, here we go.
Yo! What the? What? What the? No shot! No shot! Gosh!
So what the F and then no shot? Okay, all right.
No way in hell I just witnessed that.
Oh man, he's
No
in
way! No way!
That's the same angle.
The
with
Key
this
Bridge,
magnified a
the
little more.
Francis Scott.
What? Say it again.
That's the same angle. It's just magnified a little bit more.
He was out fishing at
The
1:30.
Key Bridge,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Francis Scott Key Bridge just got hit by a cargo ship. What the absolute? Dude, no way we just watched it.
Kind of
Hey,
reminds
he's telling the truth. He said, "No
Right.
way did we just watch that."
And notice how the whole screen just blacked out after supposedly the bridge fell down.
Well, let me tell you, he's a narrative reader. He's telling the narrative.
Bro, yo, shine a light on you. Shine a light on you. What the hell? Bro, that is a monumental moment. That is insane. Okay. Yo! What the? What? What the? No shot! No
So he's on the other side.
That's an actor. Yeah, he's definitely acting.
Yeah.
shot!
That's just a guy
Gosh!
taking a piece of the video, magnifying it.
No way in hell I just witnessed that. No way. No way. The Key Bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge just got hit by a car.
He's a narrative
Hey,
teller.
see how he's narrating. He's
Yes,
telling you
he
what you're
is.
seeing when.
Yeah. That's the first time I've
I-
seen this one. I'm surprised I haven't seen
it.
more of
Right.
it. But
Well, I
yeah,
just look at his long hair and all that stuff, and I just think of all those
The long
people
hair.
like Awaken with JP. You know, trust in me, Awaken with
Hey,
JP.
hey, you
long
guys
hair
remember
has
the
nothing
one?
to do with it.
Hey, do y'all remember the one on 9/11 when the guy was like, "Look, a plane just fell in it, and
Yes.
there's no way it would have fell. It was too
Yes.
hot." He was narrating, like saying that, that was just.
They do that with every shooting. They do
Every-
that.
yeah.
They always have someone that witnesses it and has a video camera going, so that
They explain
can,
everything. Yep.
Yes, that they have
Change
to
the
be like,
narrative.
oh my
they change the narrative.
gosh,
Yep.
oh, I can't believe this. And then look, everything, this whole video, he explains where he's at, what he's doing, what just happened. Oh my gosh, here we go. I just can't, but yeah, he's a narrative teller.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Go ship.
No shot, Michelle.
What the absolute? Dude, no way we just watched it. Bro,
Bro,
yo, shine a light on you.
Bro.
Shine a light on you. What the hell? Bro, that is a monumental moment. That is insane.
yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay. That was a good one. Thank you. The news is fake. I appreciate that one. That was a good one. That's the first time I've seen that. Although, like I said, I haven't looked into it deeply. I'm surprised Dub hadn't seen that because he's pretty good at looking at all those
everything I saw.
He looked into it.
Yeah.
Yes, he looked into it. That was very good. Yeah. Danny says, "What the flub?" That's crazy. But yeah, that was a good one. Thank you for that. That was way good.
I
So
think Danny wanted to come on, Michelle. He asked a minute ago.
who?
Danny.
All right. Well, let me do that. Let me invite.
And then after we finish up the bridge, though, I want to talk a little bit about, everything else that's going on. going into next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got it. We got another big one coming up next week.
Yeah, we do.
I wanted to say hello to Cindy, Mike, other Wendy, Michael. Let's see who else just came in. Without Lisa. I know that other people have come in, but yeah, there he is.
There I am.
There you are.
Happy Easter.
Happy pagan holiday. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Happy Bunny Rabbit Day.
Bunny Rabbit
Hey,
Day.
I just wanted to come. Oh, hey, hey, Chuck and Dub. I wanted to come on and while we were watching that, do you guys know what dolphins are?
Yeah.
Fish.
On those the cement.
Right.
They're pilings. They're cement protectors.
Guard the channel.
Yes.
The channel just in front of the bridge.
I don't know if you'll be able to pull up the photo. If you I Googled the bridge collapse, the Baltimore bridge collapse and hit images.
Yeah.
There's only one picture from above that I found so far that shows all
What am I
three
supposed
of
to
those.
Google?
Huh?
What am I supposed to Google?
I sent a link. It's in the chat. It says dolphin photo. It's got blue circles under it. It's up a little ways probably.
And Google images.
Yeah. Because it does not match with the nighttime video of it hitting. There's no way it could have gotten to the left side of that cement piling.
Well, the ship would have been coming straight into that channel because they show the ship coming in from the side.
And if you pay attention to the angle from where the nighttime photo was filmed, they're filming from the right side of the bridge, and that ship's coming in from the left.
Yes.
And then it makes sense when I didn't notice it until I saw a aerial photo, the drone footage, and they showed those dolphins.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, how could it have gotten around that? Yeah, see that?
Yep.
There it is.
That shows it.
It's on the back of the boat, almost to the very back of the boat.
Yeah.
What, these round things?
Yeah, those are 20.
The line
like,
the ship up with the channel.
That's so you can't hit the pier.
Yeah.
And so in this picture, he turned into the pier after he passed that piling.
Yeah.
But in the nighttime photo, if you imagine where they were filming from in that nighttime photo, it's to the far right of this photo.
Yeah, and it shows
over here.
It shows the ship coming in from this area.
But the ship was coming sideways.
Yeah, from the left.
Yes.
So how did it get around? It didn't make that sharp of a turn to get around that.
No way. Plus.
So they're different. The nighttime footage is different than what we're looking at right now.
And if you're not in the channel, that the water there on the other side, on the left side of the dolphin, the water is much shallower than it is in the channel.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It's the deepest part's only 50 feet.
Yes, and that's only in the channel.
So when we're watching that nighttime video, it's coming in from over on the shallow, like whatever it is, 20 feet.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No way. That's a good point. Ever. There's no way. Yeah, they need a lot of.
Just remember, the only twisted part is the only part that has an intact section of concrete land. You know what I mean? Still attached and all that. That's pretty wild.
And the ship would be coming this way straight in because it would be in the channel coming from the port. It would be in the channel and it'd have to be right straight on this line going through the channel.
And there's another big thing that stands out is that when that's a fully loaded container ship.
Yeah.
So if you see the red draft line on the bottom, that means those things aren't even full because that red line should not be there.
It should be water line.
It should be. It should
Right.
only be blue showing.
Yes.
So those are like empty containers.
Yeah. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, that red line would be the water line if it was a loaded ship.
And it had bow thrusters on front.
Yeah,
Those big propellers up front that can push it to the side.
but it wouldn't do any good against the bridge pylon.
No, I know, but
Yeah, but yeah.
that's how they could have, like in the
Well-
photo that we're looking at, that'd be hard to steer that ship from just the rudder to do what
Well,
it's
there's no
showing us.
way, no way it would make that sharp of a turn.
Yeah, I know. So
Yeah, no way.
Impossible.
it's terrible. I don't know why how they get away with this stuff.
They do because they've been doing it all our lives.
I guess
They cut out the video and they have their crew that tells the narrative, and people see that and they hear that and they're done with it.
Yeah, and then they move on.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
most
It's
people,
Easter. I got to go get my Easter eggs.
yeah, most people have a life and don't care to deceive the world. So, and lie and cheat, and we're just all normal people. Most of us, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sad. It's sad. I right away. There's so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just look and see there, none of the bridge is bent or torn or anything. And it should be there where the pylon was supposed to be. It should just be a mangled mess.
See, just all of these photos and everything. So since they have the bridge down, there's nobody really that is close that can really investigate this because it's got to be so far away, and they've got probably
right.
everything. They have the perimeter blocked off. They got everything blocked off that they need to, so they can present their narrative.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't think they used explosives, to bring it down because
I think they just took it apart.
I think they might have been up there working on it ahead of time, just cutting some certain sections, weakening it.
That was all done.
It would have been so easy.
Time, yeah.
And that's why I said the construction workers that are the only ones on the bridge that supposedly fell in. That I mean.
Yeah, and did you hear the excuse of why they didn't get off of the bridge? They didn't understand English.
I hadn't heard that one.
I heard an interview with one of the people. They were saying, how did you guys inform the workers? And he said verbally from one end of the bridge. So they were yelling at him.
Oh, okay.
And he said he goes, they may not have spoke English.
I may be the only one, but I don't believe there was anyone on the bridge.
I don't either. Nobody died in 135.
And I believe we're looking at another 9/11 CGI.
Absolutely.
And
everything
Dub,
about that.
like I said, he was diving into it, and I was like, he was like, look at this, and I was like, I'm totally guilty, guys. I'm like, I already know it's demolition, blah blah blah, and him and I went back and forth about it. And then when I finally sat down to sit there and look at because he's been head first. He's been really down this rabbit hole.
I've been in that one. Yeah.
And I'm like sitting there saying, dude, I already know that it's a demolition, and I don't,
once she knows it's a done deal with her.
But man, once he showed me and I sat there and I paid attention and I was like, oh my gosh, Dub, another 9/11 CGI right there. I guarantee you.
I'm going to tell you right now, Dub, you owe me and Lisa a new couch because we both shit when we saw that Campos thing. We were like, what?
Yeah, that was the first video that I watched.
I can't believe it. Ain't that something? They recycle names.
Yeah, they do. And they always have someone from the Las Vegas shooting that was in another shooting, and that was in another shooting, that was in another shooting, that was in another shooting, and they've experienced 5 shootings in the last 5 years.
And why would you tie the Oklahoma City bombing with this? But they did.
Yeah.
There's no tie there other than they're both, let's say, psyops.
Did you hear that that ship was also in a crash in Amsterdam?
Yeah, I heard something about that. Where
Yeah, 2016, it rammed into a, I don't know if it was a bridge or a dock or something. It ran into another bridge.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's just another
that's
month.
just
That's just another
yeah,
story
that's
to
just another
make it real.
story to go along with it.
You know.
Yeah, we know how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised. We're probably going to find out that the captain's name was Marty Lou Danley.
That could be. Yeah, but to have that expert that was involved with the Oklahoma City and tied to this is just crazy because they always tie any psyop, they will tie to another psyop.
Give me 1 second. I wanted to say hello to Julie. She says, I'm confused. Just came in. CGI. You're going to have to look back on this, babe. It would be too long for me to explain it. You're going to have to go ahead and rewind and start the live from the beginning. We're looking at another 9/11. Basically, what that airplanes did not hit the towers, that they are all CGI'd in, and same with the boat. So yeah, that's basically
CGI is computer generated image. It's not an object. It's a computer generated image.
I'm sure she knows what
yeah. Well, just
no, she was saying that she just came in and she said just came in CGI ? So she's trying to figure out what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I thought CGI stood for keep them guessing in the meantime.
That could be as well.
That could be. Definitely. Hi, Johnny. Can you hear us? I didn't get a chance to say hello to you earlier, and then you dropped out, Johnny.
Johnny, what's up?
All the world's a stage. Welcome, welcome.
Probably muted.
No, he's unmuted now, but
okay.
He sometimes has problems with his audio.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm going to jump out, you guys.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you,
I'll
Danny.
see you guys later. Bye, Brian.
See you, Danny.
Later.
Thank you
See
for
you, Chuck.
pointing that out.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, good.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh, yeah. Anytime. I'll go back into the chat now. We'll keep watching.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Good to see you, Danny.
You there, Johnny? Yeah, I think he's having problems with his audio.
Yeah, must be.
But okay, so we covered what we wanted to cover about the bridge. We don't want to get so wrapped up in it, but I think it was very important to point it out that we're looking at another 9/11 situation as far as the CGI goes. I totally believe that ship was CGI'd in. Of course, Stub Wilkinson himself is the one that actually brought this all to my, because I never looked at it. I really didn't. I didn't really care about it at the time. You know, of course, I'm working and he's got time while I'm working to look at this kind of stuff. So, you know, I was just like, yeah, it happened. Yes, we know they brought it down, blah, blah, blah. Now I feel really bad. So I do want to apologize, Mr. Dub Wilkinson. Right. You are brilliant, and I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Chuck, you're next.
I'm next.
You're next, buddy. I'm just kidding. So,
yeah, one more thing I'd like to say on that. The first thing I saw was the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and a huge light came on with me because that fits perfectly with Build Back Better. Out with the old and in with the new.
Well, and
it's a big piece of American
history.
Francis
Scott Key was the writer of the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
And so you got a
big piece of American history.
There you go.
Tubes. Boom.
That bridge was named after him. May the bridge come down. So those are facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about, we also want to, you know, and if anybody has any questions or anything, or if you guys came in late, go ahead and rewind and watch the live from the beginning. Because I thought that was very interesting myself.
Yeah, that was good.
Nobody else covered that. Nobody. No other truther channels. Nobody said anything about this and that and the other. Nobody. But Dub was the first person I saw ever say. Now we don't have access to everybody's channel, but you know, that's the first time I seen anybody to call CGI out. So, and I think that's pretty
Okay,
cool.
let's see. Still Awake just put a link. Check that out. Play that one real quick. This has to do with the bridge
Okay, let me go in.
where they said they're going to turn Baltimore into a smart city. One bridge at a time or something like that. Yeah, one bridge at a time.
When they're going to turn Maui into a smart city?
Yeah,
Huh.
they sure are. They already.
Things are happening to places that are going to be a smart city. How about
Yeah,
that?
I got a question too. I want everybody to be thinking about. Do you guys think that this whole April 8th is like a distraction, or like, you know, the boy that cried wolf, or it's just like there's so much stuff, so many coincidences, or whatever, you know, that it's huge. You know what I mean? They're like pushing this really, really hard.
Let me. Oh, go ahead, Dub.
All I know about it is that it would not happen. It could not happen the way they say it's going to happen. Yeah. It would not curve. If there is a shadow of the moon on the earth, it would be a straight line south to north, period. It wouldn't be curves in it. It wouldn't go at an angle or anything. It would be straight north-south line. And
well, hey,
and being different construction and having a different curved path to it. No way that could happen.
Let me give you. Oh, go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. You know how they do beta tests, like the coronavirus, which I already said it, but you know how they'll do something for like a beta test. What if, you know, they're doing this whole eclipse and they're gonna, like, you know, everybody's been hearing about the 3 days of darkness. I mean, we know it's gonna be totality. What if, so seriously, what if they bring in like 3 days of darkness, if they're manufacturing it just to beta test and see what people will do with no communication, no internet, and just test it for like 3 days, because people will be thinking that that's it, that, you know, it's the end. Just like back during the coronavirus, people, you know, there were a lot of people, a lot of truthers that thought, hey, this is it, guys, this is the mark of the beast, blah blah blah. But it was a beta test. You know what I mean? What if this eclipse is the same thing, where they cut the lights off for 3 days, and, you know, they're manufacturing. What if they, you know, if they're like have a sun simulator? We talked about this last week. They could darken things the way they block the sun out. They could darken things for 3 days, and they could pull it off, you know, as a lion, sign, and wonder, like the Bible says.
They cannot darken the whole world.
They can darken the sun. Why can't they?
Because the sun moves.
Would they move? They move with it, like the sun simulator.
I don't believe. I know they have a lot of stuff we don't know about, but I don't think they can have anything that they can track the sun for a 3-day period.
Obviously, nobody knows that for sure, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. What if, you know? Who knows? But
my opinion, I think space is fake.
Totally, 100%.
Hold
There is
on.
no space.
Okay, and I think that eclipses are sponsored by NASA, and so that part of it, I'm just like, you know, everything else in space is fake, but then you're going to believe in an eclipse. But I don't know. They've been building this up. I don't know if it's a psyop for the truther community. I don't know if it's a psyop because the sheeple, the people that are asleep are not going to understand or don't even care. They're going to be out there with their glasses and they're going to be like, oh, I got to see this.
yeah, this is for us. This
Yeah.
stuff's for us. Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. I've been getting a really bad, not a bad feeling, like a really different feeling. Things are moving kind of quickly. Things are shifting. I don't know. I mean, we're anticipating it. It's really hard to answer that question for me. What they're going to do. They're throwing out things. They're throwing out little pieces of bones, and saying, oh, the communications. But a lot of it, the majority of it is coming from mainstream. So, and we all know how they are, but yet, is it going to be the big one? We don't know. Are they telling us the truth straight out front? I don't
Think
know.
about it.
It's
beta
very
test.
it's very hyped up. It's very, very big.
Yeah, it's very big.
And so to
And-
me, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
They say never let a good crisis go to waste.
Right.
And they're pushing. I mean, I thought that it would just be something that would go by, all this hype, nothing would happen. I mean, I've thought that for a while, but the more I think about it, the more I'm just kind of like, what if it is like some sort of beta test where they do pull something, to see how we will react to it. But then after a few days, everything goes back to normal. So then they can call us, truthers even more crazy because we'll be out there thinking that that's it. But I don't know, man. There's just so many ways they can do this.
This is just in totality, this is 4 minutes. And then there's, depending on what path you're on, you'll have a partial, like we're in an area of partial. So we would have probably two hours affected, but only 4 minutes at 90%. And then it would be 80%, 70%, and it would slowly start lightening back up.
Well, hey, yeah, Still Awake mentioned, and I did a video the other day that they're shooting rockets.
Yeah.
Supposedly shooting rockets called the God of Chaos or some crap like that.
Yes. Yeah. So NASA's going to be shooting a rocket like 45 minutes before the eclipse and during the eclipse, and another 45 minutes after the eclipse. So this is their schedule anyway. They're going to shoot 3 different rockets, right? Is that correct, Chuck?
Yeah, something like that.
And that makes no sense at all.
No.
None.
Well, they said they're trying to prevent communications. I don't know.
No, we're gonna go
I would have to
play that video that I shared. The NASA to launch rockets at the eclipse, APEP, and I show the definition of it and all that. If you want to play that, it's a short one.
I just deleted. I pulled up a couple of videos and then I just deleted one. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can go back. I think it was Danny's.
Me?
Johnny, are you there?
I got a little peep out of him.
Johnny, are you there?
What the heck? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's so weird. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it's not going through. I just switched 2 devices.
There you go. We can hear you loud and clear now.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
now.
really? Okay. Maybe I had to catch on. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. How about you?
Good, man.
I'm all right. I'm just listening in. I was just trying to catch on to see what you guys were talking about. That's
Now
good.
or back?
Now we're talking about the eclipse.
Yeah, now we're talking about.
Oh, right. Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think they're projecting something, because it's weird that if they're sending something up there at the same time when this eclipse is happening, that's really odd to me. That's what I can think about.
Have you guys ever? I mean, I've never been interested in eclipses previously until now. Until recently, not till like I'm all into them or anything. What I'm saying is, I recently ordered some glasses from Amazon just to see what the glasses look like, because I was never interested. These glasses are totally black. You put them on and you can't see anything outside of them. So I mean, it's like pitch black. They're
Like welding.
definitely, yeah, they're worse than a welding helmet.
Yeah.
They're definitely trying to hide something. That's just my opinion. But
Play that video I shared, Michelle, real quick.
okay, so which one was it? What's it called?
It's in the chat.
Okay, I gotta go back. Hold on.
I just think, man, there's so much stuff. I mean, I just can't see them wasting it without. And I think whatever happens is going to be orchestrated, kind of like a beta test. But obviously, nobody knows. We never know.
Yeah.
Nobody, think about it. Nobody saw 9/11 coming, right? Nobody even come close to guessing that. Nobody saw the pandemic coming in 2020.
Right.
So.
All right. Here we go.
Scientists working at the Large Hadron Collider, operated by CERN, have made public the anticipated scheduling of the initial interactions between proton beams on April 8th, following the completion of all machine assessments and adjustments. Scientists working at the Large Hadron Collider, operated by CERN, have made public the anticipated scheduling of the initial interactions between proton beams on April 8th, following the completion of all machine assessments.
What do you know? CERN is firing back up on April 8th of all days. And check this out.
NASA plans to launch a suborbital spacecraft during the eclipse tomorrow to measure atmospheric changes as the moon passes between the Earth and the sun. Earlier today, KVU spoke with an expert from NASA.
NASA is going to be launching rockets at the eclipse. Now, this one says the lunar eclipse, but they're going to be doing 3 during the total eclipse on April 8th. Here we go. The God of Chaos. NASA sends spacecraft to study asteroid approaching Earth. A NASA spacecraft recently returned from a mission to the asteroid Bennu has been relaunched to study another asteroid as it approaches Earth's orbit. Apophis, named after the Egyptian god of chaos. The space rock is expected to pass within 32,000 kilometers of the Earth's surface on April 13th. NASA to shoot 3 rockets at the April 8th, 2024 eclipse, shadowing calling it Serpent Deity. These freaks aren't hiding anything anymore. We know who they serve. NASA is probably the most satanic organization that we got going. Listen to this. NASA is planning something big for the April 8th total solar eclipse. They're preparing to launch 3 rockets into the eclipse shadow, calling the mission Serpent Deity. Kind of strange and ominous name for a mission, if you ask me, and it makes me think of their logo with the serpent's tongue. The project, named Atmospheric Perturbations Around the Eclipse Path, or APEP. This is what they're naming the rockets. Check this out. You can't make this stuff up either. APEP is set to explore how the eclipse affects the upper atmosphere. They chose the name APEP after the ancient Egyptian serpent known for battling the sun god Ra. Makes you wonder about the dark symbolism they're leaning into. Here's the logo. APEP. I'm going to show you the definition of APEP here in a second. That's the god, APEP, right there, the Egyptian god of chaos. Are you serious? APEP, also spelled APEPI, is the ancient deity who embodied darkness. He embodied darkness and disorder and was thus the opponent of light. And whatever that says. But yeah, this is just another article where CERN, they were closed for the winter. They're firing back up on April 8th of all day. While we're also going to have the eclipse, we all know that, and the devil comet that's going to be coming by, and all the other coincidences. But yeah, NASA launching APEP, the god of chaos.
That
They're showing us
MAAT
who they
name.
are.
Sorry, MAAT is with Freemasonry. The MAAT, whatever. Just so you know, that was in there in something you were reading. I just noticed it. But anyway, now you all know.
Yep, that's crazy.
They're not hiding anymore. Just wanted to share this with you guys. Hope y'all have a good day. Later.
Well, and Earth does not have an orbit, and there's no asteroids. So how can asteroids come close to the Earth's orbit when neither one of those items exists?
But that's why the lie of space is out there, Dub, because 98% of the people believe in all that stuff.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I missed that whole video. I didn't even, that's the first time I've seen it.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. So I don't even know if I got notified for that video or not, because I missed
Probably
it.
not. Yeah, you probably did. Just stuff. I'm just telling you, there's so much stuff coming down the line. You know what I mean? And I'm just thinking, I thought at first, you know, a few weeks ago that nothing would happen, but the more I sit here, it's like they're pushing this, man. Something's going on.
Well, with just an eclipse, the only thing that can happen, there's areas that are dark during the daytime. Anything outside of that realm is artificial, was manufactured, because that's the only thing an eclipse would do. And depending on how close the moon is to the sun would determine how much of Earth would be affected by it. If it's real close to the sun, more of Earth would be affected by it. If it's some distance between the sun and the moon, less of Earth would be affected by it. So, you know,
Just so you know, Dub, it's about 92 million miles in between the moon and the Earth. And the
yeah,
sun.
I know.
Billions and billions.
And
billions.
trillions and light years and
Yeah, all that good stuff, which is all just numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers. So I'll know some more tomorrow about if there's going to be an eclipse and when it will be. So waiting for tomorrow.
yeah, it's crazy because they're warning, you know, like Kip said, they're warning in Arkansas that communications could be interrupted. I've heard that a lot. They're talking about communications.
Let me share another one, Michelle. You probably didn't see this one either.
If communications are interrupted, it won't have anything at all to do with the eclipse.
Yep.
Well, of course not. I think the eclipse is a deploy. I think it's they're going to make it a cause.
Like a sleight of hand. You know,
Yeah,
they want everybody to look there. Something
they're going to make it the cause of something.
Something is going to happen,
Yes,
and it's going to be caused by the eclipse.
If something big happens, that's going to be the cause. Supposedly.
Whatever happens is not caused by the eclipse. So
no,
yeah,
but they are
yeah,
extremely hyping it up I mean,
Yeah.
extremely. I mean,
They're playing it big.
it's all over the news channels. It's all over. I mean, this is bigger than I've seen anything hyped up, as far as I'm concerned, and spiritual, in every way, spiritually, just everything. I think it's something we need to pay attention to. I don't think it's something we should shrug off. You know, I really don't. But you know, we should all be prepared for something that could happen. There's a lot of signs, symbols, numbers, all of that. But at the same time, all of us that are believers, you know, you just don't have any fear. We can't be fearful. You know, like a lot of people say, bring it on. Bring it on. It's time. If they're going to do something, you know, bring it on. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
My opinion is if something else happens other than part of the earth is dark during the daytime, anything outside of that is something that was
Well,
a
of course.
psyop or something. Yeah.
Well, but if something dramatic happens, Dub,
it won't be because
we've been waiting. We've been waiting, people. You know, I don't know. Okay, well, I got some echo in the background.
I hear that.
That's weird. Somebody's got a YouTube open or the volume up somewhere.
Yeah.
That's on the panel. Look up, watch this. Red herring. Okay, let's see. I've got to go in. Did you drop another one, Chuck?
Yeah, I did.
Let me go in. I know there's other people dropping links. Danny dropped NASA video titled "A Bridge Above." Let's see.
A bridge. We've been talking about a bridge.
I'm gonna grab that. There's Chuck's. And then I think Kip had something. There you go. All right. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Which to show first? What was yours titled, Chuck?
It was is a harbinger of change coming.
This is 10 minutes long. Okay.
Total eclipse.
Total solar eclipse.
Total solar eclipse.
On April 8th. On Monday, April 8th.
This could be one of the biggest events of the decade on April 8th.
There is a solar eclipse that is coming to the United States of America.
This is an experience beyond all experiences. You can't prepare yourself properly for what this is like.
This one's a little bit different. Why is that? Because it goes over 7 cities in the United States that have the same name. What is it? It is the name Nineveh. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you, friends.
I've got one that can see.
So we have this admonition that when we see these signs, this is supposed to awaken us, right?
It is.
It's supposed to be like a warning to us.
And we can look at what's going on in the world today, and especially in North America, and we can see that really it's all about the cares of this life and having a good time. That's what it seems like.
So what are people saying?
It sure is. People are living in a bubble. It's the Matrix for real. You guys know whenever you talk to people that are asleep, you have to actually go into the Matrix yourself and talk about sports, weather. they don't want to hear the truth. But I'm kind of thinking that at first I was thinking that, they're making a big deal about this and, nothing's going to happen. But the more I think about it, that quote, never let a good crisis go to waste comes to mind. There's just too many things coming together. I'm starting to think maybe something will happen because, like I said, they'd be letting a good crisis go to waste with the way they're pushing this thing.
In regard to this eclipse?
Well, people are saying that something of a magnitude of judgment is going to take place. See, traditionally, eclipses and comets and these kinds of things have been viewed, that is, as indicators or harbingers of change. We talked earlier about a battle that took place with Alexander the Great when he defeated the great Persian Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And the very day that the battle took place, there was an eclipse. And it was viewed by the Greeks or the Grecians as being a sign that they were going to be victorious. And it was viewed by the Persians as a sign that they were going to be defeated.
Wow.
I also question all this history, this so-called history, because we know that liars are the ones that wrote the history books. So, who knows if they're telling the truth? Wow.
This is like something that we can even look in history and kind of trace this through.
Yes, and I think we have
history.
Something to show regarding that eclipse here.
Is this all coincidence? Seriously, is this all one big coincidence? April 7th is Easter. Easter is the pagans.
So this total eclipse that's happening on April 8th passes through several cities named Nineveh.
Now, there's a bunch of other parts to this as well. One of those parts is this crazy thing that it actually happens on April the 8th.
You can't make this stuff up. What does that indicate to us? It's the sign of Jonah the prophet. It's the sign of you better repent. It's a sign of the clock.
See, when I hear people like this talking, man, and just like nothing's gonna happen, man. I don't trust any of these guys, but who knows, right?
Is ticking. You got 40 days. You got 40 days. 40 days.
Now, Mackenzie, here's
got
the
40
thing.
days.
Here's the thing. We were talking about the prophecy regarding, or I should say this, the eclipse regarding the event when Alexander the Great. Here's an image of this when Alexander the Great defeated Darius III, and the eclipse happened on the day, and this event happened on the day.
Wow.
Okay. But as we look at some of the other events, the other signs in the heavens, sometimes they happen on the same day, sometimes they happen within the same year, and sometimes they happen years later. So as we look at some of these other things, we talk.
Yeah, this is definitely a sign in the heaven. It's definitely prophecy, even if it's a orchestrated eclipse that still would fall under the lion signs and wonders. But anyway, we'll see. We don't have much longer, do we?
You may remember the story of Jonah in the Bible. He is called by God to go preach repentance to the city of Nineveh. This call was more than Jonah thought he could handle. Nineveh was considered the most wicked city at the time. Rather than going east to Nineveh, he went west and got on a ship, likely in the Mediterranean. There was a great storm, and through casting of lots, they determined that the storm was the fault of Jonah, who volunteered to jump overboard. He was then swallowed by a whale or some kind of sea creature and was in the belly for 3 days, until it spit Jonah out on the shore. Feeling rebuked by God, he decided to fulfill his mission and go to Nineveh, where he cried repentance to the city, including the king. And then he went outside the city walls and essentially waited for Nineveh to be destroyed, as he didn't believe his preaching would work. But come to find out, those in the city did repent and were spared. Think about how strange that is, that a Gentile heathen city, steeped in wickedness and abominations, would repent after a so-called prophet from their enemy preaches in their capital city. Now, one possible explanation for this, and to be honest, I really like it, although I have no idea if it is true, is that the Bur-Sagal eclipse occurred over the Assyrian capital city of Nineveh as Jonah preached. Because eclipses are on perfectly defined cycles, we know that an eclipse happened on June 15th, 763 BC over what we believe was ancient Nineveh. Not to mention, it is written in their histories. We aren't sure of the dates Jonah preached in Nineveh, but most scholars believe it was between 773 and 755 BC. So yes, within that 18-year window, this famous Assyrian eclipse did happen, and perhaps it happened while Jonah preached, convincing the king and the Assyrian people they really did need to repent. I honestly can't think of any other reason why a foreign heathen people, known as the most wicked and violent in the world at the time, would listen to an enemy prophet unless something like an eclipse actually happened. I mean, can you imagine a Muslim guy showing up in the Bible Belt in America, telling people that if America doesn't repent, then Allah is going to destroy us all? And as a result of that, we actually repent? I mean, in an ancient world where they don't know when and where eclipses are going to happen, something like that would be about the only thing that could convince people that they should repent. So I think
And that does make sense that something like that would happen, because these people back then wouldn't have any idea what that was. They would think that in the Bible, like where it says the sun would be darkened, I mean, that would be pretty wild for these people back then. I can imagine.
Want to tell the Rebbe the words of the new song that we're singing with Mashiach, right? So I'm just going to read him. Am Yisrael, have no fear. Mashiach will be here this year. We want Mashiach now. We don't want to wait. Okay? We want Mashiach now. We want Mashiach now. Oh yeah, I'm Yisrael, have no fear. Mashiach will be this year. I'm Yisrael, have no fear.
Remember, Mashiach means LGBTQ in Hebrew.
I love it.
We want Mashiach now. We want Mashiach now. We don't want to wait. We want Mashiach now. We don't want to wait. I'm Yisrael, have no fear. Mashiach will be.
He starts getting now.
And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. By these were the isles of the Gentiles. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations.
My God, what if his appearance occurs on a Sunday morning? My prophetic word to you this morning is get ready, get ready.
Did you not see that one either, Michelle?
Okay. Sorry. Say that again.
Did you not get a notification for that one either?
No, I watched that one. Yeah, I watched that one.
Anytime I can throw the Rabbi in there, I like to do that.
All right. We have a couple more to watch here. Let's see here. That was a good one, though.
Somebody was saying it's Trans Day in the chat. That's weird. Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show that clip of Biden talking
Okay.
about that. Yeah, he declared a new Trans Day.
Hold on. Let me. So
That's interesting.
So Arkansas government says that they're preparing for a surge event or communications failure during solar eclipse. This is 17 minutes long. I don't think I'm going to play it all, but we'll play a little bit of it.
For these solar eclipse events. This one here in Arkansas is a kind of weird because I want you to listen to the health and resources and the human services people talk about how they're prepping and preparing in case of something. All right, so what it looks like they're pointing to is some type of communication failure or an event. So we're going to have a lot of people. They say over 1 million people are going to be in that little area. They said they're expecting almost all their parks to be filled up and stuff like that along that totality right there in the northwestern part of as it comes out of Texas, Arcana is going to come right across the northwestern part of Arkansas. And a lot of these towns and the governor here, Huckabee, Sarah Huckabee, she's preparing and she's got these people talking. And I want you to hear what it sounds to me like they're preparing for something. All right, some type of communication outage. So let's check this out. Let's see what we got here.
Good morning, Christy Putnam, Secretary, Arkansas Department of Human Services. The Arkansas Department of Human Services has county offices in each of the 75 counties, multiple offices in some. We do plan to be operational on the day of the eclipse. However, we are going to, explore the use of remote work wherever possible so that we can maintain.
All right. I didn't like the way she coughed like that. And then she started to talk about her workers are going to be remote. So that's kind of sketchy in itself right there.
Continuous services while also reducing the need for our staff to travel when possible.
Okay.
We also have a number of 24/7 facilities throughout the state where we have residents and clients who need services at all hours of the day and night. We do have plans for staff to be in place to meet staffing levels on the day of the eclipse and before and after. In addition, we have requested those facilities to have an emergency plan with their local emergency response services in place no later than March 15th in the event that we have an emergency at one of our facilities. Residents and clients at those facilities are also.
So I think the facilities that she's talking about are the parks that they have people planning to come to, and they need to bring all these resources basically. So they're saying that, hey, at 89% of the areas in totality in Arkansas are already booked up. So they're expecting over 1 million people, they said, along this corridor here in Arkansas. And she said, in case of some event at one of our facilities might be one of these areas where the actual parks are, where the people are going to be congregating, and possibly a couple days ahead of the eclipse. All right.
So we are also making plans for those individuals to have access to the eclipse glasses so that they can safely participate in the event as well for their
glasses.
as well. We have been participating.
Huh?
The eclipse glasses.
Oh yeah, they're making lots of money off of them.
Yep, a whole bunch of money.
Oh yeah, the black ones.
Participating in the state emergency operations activities all along, and we will have a presence at the State Emergency Operations Center before, during, and after the eclipse event. We also are responsible for responding for essential function, emergency function 6, which is shelter and food assistance when necessary. So we have been coordinating with local partners on the ground in the area of the eclipse area of totality to make sure that we have sufficient water and non-perishable food items to distribute if needed in the days leading up to.
So why do they have to have all these policemen behind her? I don't get that. To make it look official? That just chaps my hide. But anyway.
Very, very good point. They're serve no purpose whatsoever.
Right.
Being there. They're not going to speak. Nobody's going to speak.
But they're going to stand at attention.
Stand at attention.
To make it look official.
Yeah.
Anyway.
During the day of the event and after. So Department of Human Services is operational and ready to be supportive. And
all right, so it's kind of weird how they got all these people, these emergency plans. We had the last solar eclipse. I don't remember all those. So something different about this one. And it's almost like they're pointing to something, guys, some type of emergency in some area, maybe the region, right, that it crosses.
Looking forward to the event as well. Thank you.
Listen to this lady. The next one's even crazier.
Renee Mallory, I'm Secretary of Health, and we have the health piece of this, and we have been working with the Arkansas Hospital Association and the Arkansas Ambulance Association to look at
She's wearing a wig.
planning for any potential impacts such as delayed response times, surge events, or communication failures. We will be able to use our trauma comm if there's a traumatic.
All right, we need to go back and listen to that. All right, I missed what she said. Some type of surge event she's talking about.
They do have a bunch of police officers back there, don't they?
Distribute if needed in the days leading up to, during the day of the event, and after. So Department of Human Services is operational and ready to be supportive, and we're looking forward to the event as well. Thank you.
8 police officers for April 8th. Count them.
And they're looking forward to it. Did you hear that?
They got to protect her, Michelle. Come on.
She said we're looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of strange thing to say.
Yeah.
Watch your touch your nose.
Renee Mallory, I'm Secretary of Health, and we have the health piece of this, and we have been working with the Arkansas Hospital Association.
Right. If you don't know what that is, that's a Masonic symbol, hand symbol to the other Masons that know what's going on, but you literally don't know what she's talking about, but something's up when she tells you about this. So again, with the nose, okay, guys, that's important.
Arkansas Ambulance Association to look at planning for any potential impacts such as delayed response times, surge events, or communication failures.
All right, what the hell are surge events? Okay. That, she just skipped right over that. That was, never heard it actually put that way. Are we talking about electrical surges? What are we talking about? Is this going to be a good opportunity where when you have a lot of people in these little areas to pull off some type of false flag, right? Like a drill, some kind of real live drill going on. I don't know. Things are looking sketchy here, guys.
We will be able to use our trauma comm if there's a traumatic event to be able to get any patients that need to be transported to a hospital.
All right, so that she's kind of kicking it out there, guys. The TraumaCon is exactly what I was talking about, why they stole the digital format from the cable companies and why they put all the analog systems up on a digital cable through a box. They said they wanted to free the analog airways up for emergency purposes. So what she's talking about, and we're talking about these two-way radio towers that are put up all over the place, and a lot of these directed energy weapon light poles that have these weapons on them also have these signal towers. So they're calling it TraumaCom. So in case of an emergency, they're able to communicate with their emergency people. So they're preparing for this. This is what they're preparing for. They're preparing for some type of outage, whether it's communication, cell towers, or electricity, or both. But they're preparing for an event where these people may have to be fed, have water, and emergency services. And she said a surge event. Not even sure what the hell a surge event is, but it sounds to me like they're talking about electrical surges. Okay? So what's going on? What are they preparing for?
To the quickest facility that we can get them to. Our regional preparedness coordinators have been working with local preparedness coordinators for local planning for the health piece. We will staff just like Secretary Putnam just said, we will staff our emergency operations center at the health department. We will also have a person at the state emergency operations center. We know that there's going to be many gatherings, mass gatherings and festivals. So we put out information for securing food permits for food vendors and then looking at the rules for mass gatherings. We have a flyer that has QR codes that can be accessed.
They're worried about freaking vendors and food things and mass gatherings and stuff like that. I mean, like, are we listening to the things that the lady's saying that they're actually preparing to be worried about? Food vendors? Why are we worried about food vendors and permits selling food and mass gatherings? What are we worried about those for?
I think they want enough food facilities there in case there is an event that they have some means of supplying all the people that are involved with food. So they need the food vendors to be available.
Should I back that up?
I mean, listen to it again. It just sounds so stupid.
All right, let me back it up.
It all sounds kind of, yeah.
We will staff our emergency operations center at the health department. We will also have a person at the state emergency operations center. We know that there's going to be many, many gatherings, mass gatherings and festivals. So we put out information for securing food permits for food vendors and then looking at the rules for mass gatherings. We have a flyer that has QR.
Okay, so people are going to have permits to have any food or
in mass gatherings. She says they're going to look at the rules to see if we're actually allowed to do this. She's
right.
Just saying, here's how we're going to control you more.
There you go.
Fear.
Good catch.
Codes that can be accessed for any information on those things.
Wow.
We've also done a flyer for the general public and visitors on the importance of eye safety and how to view the event. And we've also put out information on our Health Alert Network to all medical providers in the state about what our planning has been and what their role is going to be. Thank you.
All right, one more.
Okay.
They're urging everyone, if you're not in the path of totalitarian, if you can get there, you gotta go get there. So they're gonna pack that little corridor with very high dense population for that period of time. So if anything's gonna happen, it's gonna happen in that corridor.
Tom, I need to hear her again. She has some information, some interesting stuff.
I'm ready to be supportive, and we're looking forward to the event as well.
Bet
Thank
you are. She said they've been preparing 2 years for this event. Do you believe that? That's crazy. Listen,
Renee Mallory, I'm Secretary of Health, and we have the health piece of this. And we have been working with the Arkansas Hospital Association and the Arkansas Ambulance Association.
So if you didn't know, guys, that's a deliberate touch of the nose, which means something's up here. There's a false flag coming. Something's coming. All right, and they're going to take the opportunity of during this event to pull off some type of false flag and drill. And they've been preparing for this for 2 years. It looks like that it's going to be some type of outage, communication outage. Maybe the cell towers, maybe the cell phones are going to go out. A la Miami Mall. Remember that? I think we got something coming. I don't know where, and I don't know if it's going to be in Arkansas, but it could be across a multi-state region. It could be an outage of communication where people don't have their cell phone available, which could cause some problems when you have millions of people gathered in small towns where there's not a lot of resources, if you know what I'm saying. So the lady before said they've been planning this for 2 years, all right, the human services. This lady's with the health department, and she's telling you that they're preparing in case of communication breakdown and a surge event. They're preparing their analog system, their emergency system, their two-way radio system, the emergency communication system I told you about that's on the poles already through these direct energy signals and weapons. They have a two-way radio system that's coded out. You're not going to be listening to it from a ham radio. Trust me on this one. They have this system already prepared for major events in this country. So all communications for emergencies are going to be prepared in case of some type of outage. They're going to be prepared to talk and communicate between each other. That should at least scratch your head a little bit and say, what the hell is going on and what are you preparing for here?
To look at planning for any potential impacts such as delayed response times, surge events, or communication failures. We will be able to use our trauma comm if there's a traumatic event to be able to get any patients that need to be transported to a hospital.
I got to tell you guys, with those direct energy weapons and the way they've been using them lately, man, this is a crazy good opportunity to start using them on the people. And I've warned people about this shit. A lot of people don't even really want to listen to what I'm talking about these these telephone poles with this equipment on it. But I think that they've been using them for a long time, and I believe that they're changing frequencies in certain areas that could be causing people to have problems. Because you see a lot of people say, I still hear this hum, I got tinnitus, I got ringing in the ears, I'm nauseous, I'm dizzy. Yeah, I hear this a lot. There's a lot of stories about that all over the world. I don't know, guys. It looks like they're preparing for something here in Arkansas. So you might want to, you know, maybe if you're going up that way and you're going to these little towns and parks, you might want to take heed to this. Because I don't trust these people. I never have. And they're the ones that pull off all the shit all the time. Wouldn't be out of the ordinary for them to do this, especially when you have an opportunity like this with all kinds of people gathered in areas where there's really, if everything shuts down and communication and everything shuts down, there's really no way to get resources to these people except you're going to have to rely on these emergency people. So the whole thing with the surge event, the trauma and the trauma communication, they're going to be putting their backup communication. And the fact that they've been testing this for 2 years is a little sketchy, I have to say.
To the quickest facility that we can get them to. Our regional preparedness coordinators have been working with local preparedness coordinators for local planning for the health piece. We will staff just like Secretary Putnam just said, we will staff our emergency operations center at the health department. We will also have a person at the state emergency operations center. We know that there's going to be many gatherings, mass gatherings and festivals. So we put out information for securing food permits for food vendors and then looking at the rules for mass gatherings. We have a flyer that has QR codes that can be accessed for any information on those things. We've also done a flyer for the general public and visitors on the importance of eye safety and how to view the event. And we've also put out information on our health alert network to all medical providers in the state about what our planning has been and what their role is going to be.
There you go. So it sounds to me like they're planning something and they've already have their own, everybody even knows what their role is already in this. That's crazy. So, guys, I don't know. I can tell you this, that this solar eclipse to me is not worth it. I already know that space is fake as shit, that we have structures above us on a track, and it doesn't even damn matter what these solar eclipses are or not. These are structures and lights and light fixtures on tracks that will around in a circle around the earth. So whatever they're planning it to do it themselves. So it looks to me like there's going to be some kind of major outage in some regions during this eclipse. And will it be here or not? I don't know. So let's hear what you have to say.
Also want to thank our Arkansas Highway Commission members. We have several here today, and they have been working alongside Director Tudor and making sure that the Department of Transportation is fully prepared for the events coming up here in the next few weeks. And with that, we will gladly take any questions if you have any.
Sure, you got some questions?
You guys feel free to jump in. Always happy to share in the question and answer.
What the hell is a surge event? And why are you preparing for backup communications for your emergency services? And why have you been training for 2 years for an eclipse? And look at these asshats over here holding the Mason pose, these state police. Look at them. They look like a bunch of robots and shit.
Session.
Look at her laughing over here. This chick over here laughing her ass off.
I'm going to go ahead and call it, call this one.
I had to type surge event in since you kept saying it. And surge event means synchronicity. So would that mean synchronizing the clocks to, do some type of event? I don't know.
Right. So, Chuck, real quick, are we going live on Monday? Hello.
Monday on the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I don't know.
But
So we were planning on it. I have not got official. Are we going live on Monday?
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know if you got it off. You didn't tell me you officially got it off.
I did. That would be great if we can get Kip and Ange and whoever is in the path, get
Okay.
them to have some video for us.
They might sell out of toilet paper on the, the eclipse, Danny. I don't know why.
So,
But
so as
Brian,
long
is it coming? Is it coming through where you're at, Brian?
I mean, it's kind of in a. I'll have to look at it and zoom in again. Whatever that path. So I'll check it out and let you know here.
This might be the last live we do ever.
Yeah.
Really?
So I just wanted to notify you guys. We will be going live on Monday for the eclipse. I don't know if we'll have communications or not. They're
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Eastern time PM.
Yes, we'll be going live during the day. So if you guys want to hang out with us, that would be awesome. I took off, Chuck took off, and anybody else that's you're more than welcome to join the panel. I know it's going through Arkansas where Ange is at. But yeah, you guys come hang out with us. We've been preparing for this, so we would like you guys to join us if we're capable, which I'm sure we will be, hopefully. And yeah, so plan on. We might. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure. We might not have a live on Sunday to go live on Monday. I might just go live on Sunday. Chuck might not be able to do that. But I still might go live on Sunday because that could be my last live. So I don't know. We're gonna have to go ahead and feel it out. But I will be taking Monday off. Chuck's taking Monday off. Ryan, you'll be here.
Yep.
If anybody else, Johnny, I don't know if you'll be here.
Pam said she's driving to Cleveland. If you want to jump on, Pam, and give us some video, you're welcome to.
Anybody.
Yeah, anybody.
Yeah, we're gonna be live for sure. You said you wanted to start at 1?
Yeah, the eclipse is like 1:50 or it's right around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So,
they're now
yeah.
saying here it's supposed to be at 12:20.
Here?
Yeah.
So 1:20, yeah. So you're not.
No.
Yeah, that would be 1:20 your time.
Yeah.
I won't
So
be here,
we
but
might go a little bit. We might go a little bit earlier. I'm sorry, Johnny. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, that's okay. I was just gonna say I won't be here, but I'll catch it after.
Okay.
Hopefully, you guys will be on after like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay. Yep. But yeah, anybody that might want to join the live or to be on the panel, I can only get 6 on, but if you guys are more than welcome to jump on, and anybody else that is available for Monday's stream. Sunday, I'm not sure if I'm going to go live or not. I don't know if Chuck's going to be available or not. If
I
he's
will.
not,
Yeah, I will. And hey, real quick, Boo just asked, do you need a filter for your phone? That's another scam. They're wanting people to buy these. It's not going to mess your phone. I have recorded the sun tons of times, without any filter.
Mhm.
And that's just another, like they tell you to wear your glasses or it's going to mess your eyes up. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about that.
like I said earlier, I did order some glasses just to see, because I've never ever had glasses before. I did order some glasses to see what they look like. They're 100% totally black. I don't know if anybody else can confirm that, but I'm telling you, you're
They're
like
black.
totally 100%. So they're trying to hide something. I think they've been trying to hide something with these eclipses. We just ordered them just to experience with them, not to watch the eclipse live, because I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be live here if we have the means. So join us next week.
Please.
Monday
And we'll
for sure.
advertise it through the week. Yeah, I'm sure I'll
Yeah.
put a couple videos out.
We're going to advertise it, but just join us next Monday. It'll be 1 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be 12 o'clock Central time. So yeah, if you guys are going to be available, like, please join us. And like I said, I'm not for sure on Sunday what the deal is, but I pretty much plan on going live on Sunday because that could be my last live. Who knows? But I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Brian, Johnny, Chuck, Dub. Thank you so much for your presentation. I really appreciate that very much.
Yeah, thanks, Dub. That was good, Dub.
Yeah, he's a very wise man, and yeah, he just presented another 9/11 scenario. We know 9/11 happened, but did it happen the way they said? I don't think so.
Definitely not.
But I love you guys. I could go through the chat and name off everybody like I normally do. It'll take forever. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody on my panel. And come join us for Monday for sure. Sunday, we're always here Sunday at 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time. You guys have a wonderful week. Hang on tight, and here we go. We love you guys. God bless you, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Later. Bye.
Later.